Good evening, everybody. Lovely to see you again. Thank you for joining me, especially on a horrible evening. Well, it is here anyway, but I can see that some people are saying good morning, and clearly they're not here anyway, that's for sure. So before I start, I missed out on Wednesday. I missed out on lots of questions, and I didn't realise that there were lots of questions. So subsequently, we decided, well, I'm going to have some help in the near future for someone to sort of help me pick out where there's questions and bits and pieces when we're on the chat there, so that everybody can be helped by, hopefully, by the answers. But also, can I just ask that we get all our hellos and everything all in the first little bit, and then when I'm actually doing the demo, so that if I glance over, I'll be able to see a question early, easier. Could you, if you're going to put a question in, could you put in the word question in capital letters? And then hopefully, until we get ourselves sorted, we haven't had any internet signal around here the last few days. It's been a bit of a nightmare. And today there really wasn't very much at all. And so I haven't been able to progress what I wanted to, which was to get some help sorted a little bit earlier. But if that could be that we'll get all, as I said, get all our lovely hellos, because I don't want to miss out on those either. And then when we get down to actually doing the card itself, then hopefully I'll be able to see when you ask questions. We hope, fingers crossed. So you will perhaps have noticed, if you're a member of the Maximum Craft Facebook group, that we had a workshop online yesterday. It was a really brilliant afternoon, and I think that the consensus of opinion from everybody that attended was the same. They all made some really lovely projects, and they used the Heart Easy Frame, which was exclusive just to that workshop, I'm afraid. So I can't share that with you, but I do still have some of the box frame kits left over, so I'm going to share those with you. And I'm using some old, if you could call it old, I'm using some already used flowers, large daisy and the essential foliage, and then I'm bringing in a botanical scrapbook designer card pack, which I'm going to show you in just a second. So mixing old, new, not so old, brand new, and all the rest. Okay, so it's a nice mixture. So the bits and pieces, some of them you'll already have, some of them that you might want, you can go and grab them over here. But you can always use all sorts of different papers and that sort of thing. So, you know, different flowers. It all makes a difference, and it's all going to be lovely to show you something quite different. So let me first of all show you what we are going to make. Take that card out of the way for a second. So this is one of the box frames. So you may have recognised that from the workshop photos that were on, as I said, the Facebook page, but I've made it into something quite different this time. So I've used some of the botanical scrapbook designer card paper at the back there, but also you can see that I've used the large daisy and I've used the essential foliage as well. Now I'm going to do, this is a rectangle and it's an A5 size, but I'm also going to be doing the square one for you, because the pack comes with 12 rectangles and 12 squares. The squares are 6 by 6. So they make, if I show you to one side, they make a box frame. Super easy, which is what we like. And on top of that, they come with all of these embellishments. So this beautiful frame and some of the sentiments they come with. And then I'm going to turn it over and you'll see that there's also, just about see, it comes with a stand, so that when you stick that on the back, I'll show you how you do it. When you pop that, oh, can't get my nails in there. You pop that down and that just comes into sort of like a little tail type of thing, and that just then allows you to stand it up. Not that you can see that at all. Can you see that? No. Well, that was a waste of time, wasn't it? Question, is the large daisy new? It's not new. It was one of the first flowers that we ever had, so it is not new. No. But thank you for putting them in the question. I noticed it. How about that? How about that? No, it isn't new. As I said, none of the dies are new. It's just the paper is new. And obviously the box frames, if you were in the workshop, which I know you were, then they're not new to you either, but the papers are. So let me show you the papers, or the card, I should say. So this is the card. This is called Botanical Scrapbook. It's brand new, came out this week, and it's just a nice sort of mixture for backgrounds, which is what we like. So you've got all sorts of things. I'm going to use that one this time, so a greeny colour, but you've got your mauvey colours, you've got your pinks, 2 of each there are. You've got that one, which would be nice, just cutting out the little bits and pieces. Beautiful peachy and lemon colours. And hold on a second. Oh yeah, that's the green one, the one that I'm going to be using, and then a sort of bluey colour. So they all come in a pack of 12, 6 different designs, 2 of each. And as I said, on this one I used quite obviously the purpley colour, but this time I'm going to use the greeny colour one. So let's get on. So let's take this green piece to start off with. Now, the only measurement that you need to know is for the actual inside of your box frame. And for the squares, it's 14.5 centimetres by 14.5 centimetres. Now, I'm going to pick where I want to on here to make sure that the background piece is the right piece. And I'm going to go down here with this greenery. So I'm going to chop that, hold on, turn it around, to 14.5 centimetres. A minute, I'm going to go a little bit, I'm going to chop a bit more off of the bottom bit. I don't want to chop the top of that leaf off. So I'll cut it a little bit higher first. Then I'll go into cutting it to 14.5. Because I want to be able to see the top of that. And then we'll cut it to 14.5 then. So this is for the square one. If you're doing the rectangle, it's 18.5 by 13.5. But I'm going to be doing the square. So our boxes come like this. So our box frames, I should say. So they come already pre-scored and pre-cut. No need to worry about the measurements. This is for the square one. And we need to pop our piece of card into the centre, because this is going to be inside our box. I do need to remember to look out for questions and things. Yeah, right, I answered that. All is well. So I'm going to just put some glue into the centre of it. Now, as I said to my group yesterday, you do need to make sure that your piece of card or paper that you put in the centre here is fractionally smaller than the actual square, the square that's sort of in there. When you look at it in real life, you'll be able to see it. I'll show you in just a second. If you can see that there is a square here. And it just needs to be a little bit smaller, because you don't want to, you want to be able to bend those over, and otherwise it will impinge on it. So that's that bit done. And then I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to pop some tape onto these pointed pieces here. And whoops, just going to pop that onto there. Now, I did experiment with this, and I did find that you need to start off with these point pieces first. And I also found that it really was better to put the double-sided tape on this section, but when I do these top and bottom sections, they really need to be with wet glue. I will show you all in just a while. So put that onto there, and then I'll turn it back over again, and I now need to burnish every single score line, because that is the most crucial point of this. The more fuss that you make of making sure that they're all nice and crisp, the better the end result will be. I have to say though, if you're not actually having to measure it and everything, it makes it well, for me, makes it a fair bit more enjoyable. The only thing is, of course, that if you were going to be using this type of thing for, or rather the boxes, because they come with boxes as well, matching boxes. If you were going to use them for your ordinary cards, you would have to only be making the 6x6 or smaller, and then the A5 size is the size that it's meant for, but you could get away with a 5x7 as well. But if you're doing a 7x7 card or an even bigger one, 8x8, obviously they're not going to fit then. But it's just a different way of making, probably, I think you'll agree, quite a special card. So just finishing burnishing all these lines here. And they are now all done. So I'm going to start by taking off the tape in just a second for the side pieces, the ones that are pointed, and they are simply going to be rolled into there and then stuck onto there. Okay, now because it's a square, it doesn't matter whether I'm working upside down or not at the moment, but obviously if you were doing the rectangle, it would, if you have a directional patterned piece of paper at the bottom there. So let's just remove these bits of tape, and I'm just lining up this edge here with the first score line on here. So I'm just going to pop that into place and then just sort of roll it into place there, and just about, without causing too many problems, roll that down and stick that down there. So that's that side done. Now we come over to this side. I'm going to do exactly the same. Just roll that over. And there we've got our two sides done there. Now, when it comes to these pieces, I'll show you what you've got to be achieving. And that is simply sort of rolling it together. And then it's just going to slot into these angled pieces here like that. So I'm just going to put wet glue on there, because if you put tape, the tape, well, my tape sticks before, it sticks very, very well, but it also sticks before you get a chance to do it. So we don't want that. And in a minute, we'll be popping a frame all the way round the frame, which don't make a lot of sense, but it will in a minute. And you don't want to, that sort of hides things if you need to. So a little bit of glue just in this corner and in the other corner there. And then basically I'm just going to push it and hold it. Jeanette, Hunky Dory tool, what is it? This one here is the Hunky Dory burnishing tool. I have to say it's one of my favourite things at the moment. It is online. They are in stock. I hope I've put them up on the All Things, what is it, all YouTube products. But if it's not, it's in the Hunky Dory section. I just find for burnishing something like this, it is better than my ordinary scoring tool that you have, that type of thing. You will see, though, that I realised what was wrong with my glue gun the other day. It was actually broken. Can you believe it? The glue inside it, the glue tube, had split. So one of our lovely craft group, who fortunately lives near me, she is going to sort me out. She's going to a craft fair at the weekend, and she's going to see if she can get the replacement, because this one is the right glue, but it's the massive bottle. Although I did also notice that I've got glue all inside the actual tool. Yeah, you know, the tool, the gun itself. So I'm going to have to do something with that too. Right, let's turn it around the right way. So now you can see you've got your lovely frame. So it's about about 1.5 centimetres deep. So it's really nice. And to be honest, you know, that even a lot of what do you call it? Interior decorating is just box frames like this, isn't it? You could put photographs in there, you name it, it would go in there. So all of your box frames come with a sheet matching. There are 6 of each, the square and the rectangle, 3 in gold and 3 in silver. They come with some sentiments that you might like to use, and they also come, if you can just about make that out, the actual stand. So yeah, it is there. Oh, thanks, Carol. Yeah, the burnishing tool. I thought I'd put everything in. So yeah. So let's just put that in here. So it just simply pulls out like an ordinary die cut would. Whoops. And then I'm just going to stick that onto there. Get rid of that little hair. And hides a multitude of sins. If you don't get the corners absolutely square, although to be honest, all of the hard work is done for you. But if you didn't, you can easily hide it up by popping your frame on. So that does really help as well. So that simply goes over the top. I will turn that over, and then I will put into place, whilst it's there, the actual stand piece. So that's a bit of a funny shape, but it's so clever because it's like nothing, and then actually it's really good. So you'll see a score line down here and another one along here, and I'm going to just bend that biggest score line over, open it back up again, and then the little one just bends down because, as I said, that's the one that's going to actually sort of lock it into position. If you were using one of the rectangle ones, you would have to just make sure whether you wanted to have your finished project either vertical, like the one I showed you here, and that, whoops, and therefore pop it down at the bottom, or if you wanted its landscape version, you would have to put your stand that way round, but that's entirely up to you, whichever you're doing. The only thing we do need to do is just double check that the way the pattern is on that side, I need to be popping my stand down on this bit. So the only place I'm going to put glue is onto that sort of rectangular panel. Make sure the bottom of it is on the bottom of your card and more or less in the middle. It's not crucial that it's absolutely in the middle. And just hold that down for a second. And then I'm just going to put that to one side while I do my beautiful daisies. So my daisies. Now I'm going to do 2, I think I've decided. But the daisy comes, let me show you. This is the die set. So if you were thinking, have I or haven't I got it? This is what it looked like. These 2 are part of the essential foliage. But in the large daisies, you get 3 large daisies. They are slightly different sizes. And then you get 2 centerpieces. So as I said, they were out about 18 months ago. So, you know, you may well have them. And then the essential foliage was something that came out just after Christmas, I think. So those are 2 of the parts as well. So I've cut out 2 of each of the size of the flowers because I think I'm going to put, 2. Yeah, just be brave. I'm going to put 2. So I'm going to, first of all, take the largest one of both of them. I can do both at the same time. And then I'm going to put the next size down straight on top, but just twist them round a bit so that the petals on the top are between the petals on the bottom layer. And the same with that one. Whoops. Like that. So that's 2 layers. Then I'm going to do the same again, glue into the center. And then I'm going to put the smallest one on. And again, try and make it so that the petals on the top are sitting between the petals on the bottom, if I possibly can. And the same with that one. Then I've already cut out the centers and I've gone with satin gold because I'm hoping that it's going to work. I just think that the gold that's on the actual card itself here, the gold here, and gold kind of goes with that green. So that's my thoughts anyway. So I'm going to bring in these two onto my moulding mat and bring in my ball tool, the huge one, and then just press down, holding it down, but at the same time bringing up all these petals. Okay, so you can see the difference. That one's quite different to that one, which is absolutely flat. So again, holding it down so that it doesn't move, because I haven't long glued it. And we've got two that have got more oomph to them now. Okay. Then I'm going to bring in my two sizes of my centres, and I'm going to just tickle them really. You just go round and round in a circle for those, breaking down the fibres in the centre, and going to be like that. So then we put glue into the centre of these, and then that bit could go in first. Just hold it down. Hi Annie, and hi Peter, thank you for your orders. It's brilliant. And then I'm going to put a double one. Now I really want to make these a bit tighter, so let me just do a tighter circle. Just want to make these a little bit smaller. So I'm just going to go round them again so that they are even more dome shaped. Gosh, it was satin card. Now it looks a bit shiny now I've done that. Never mind. So I'm trying to, that's the only thing, I've got gold onto gold there. Turn you around. Okay. I think they look quite nice. And then I've cut out 3 of the essential foliage. So 3 of the same, all in the satin gold again. So we've got all of those. So let's bring in our frame again. Now I'm going, because these are big, I'm aiming to just put these two, both the same size, aren't they? Silly me. I was thinking that one was smaller. Just squeeze one up a bit more, and that, because I want to sort of intertwine them a bit. And they're going to go down here in this corner, and then I can put my foliage in around that, and then I'm going to use one of the sentiments that comes with the box frame kits and just put that in the corner. So I think, well, hopefully you will agree, that it's a really quick and easy way to do your box frames. I might have given the game away, you know, because all of you might have thought how clever all of my lot are yesterday, making all those beautiful box frames and getting it so spot on as they did. But it was almost a little bit of a cheat, because why wouldn't you with something as lovely as this? So I'm going to put that one down there, I think. I'll chop off a little bit of the edge. Don't want that popping through. And just a little bit of glue onto there. Stay. All right then, don't stay. It's because I've got it pressing onto there, hopefully. Stay, thank you. I'm going to get some silicone glue to put in my daisies. So just a big blob of glue on the bottom there. And then same onto this one. Onto the back there. I mean, when I say large daisies, as you can see, I really do mean large daisies. But I think they look rather special. Could have even have got away with just one, but hey ho. Whoops. Right, and then we're going to get our sentiment. I'm tempted with this one, thinking of you on your special day. I think that's got to be the one. And I'm going to get myself a little bit of foam to pop on the back of here. just so that it raises a little bit. And obviously, as I said, these come, no, they don't come with. You can also buy the boxes to put the box frames into. And if you're going to present something like this, you don't want to put it in an ordinary envelope, but the boxes, the presentation boxes, I'll show you one in just a second, they just finish it all off. And I'm just going to pop that about there, I think. What do you think? I really love that. I'm going to bring in the other one. So this is your square, and it happens to be in gold. This is similar, but I've just used more of the flower there. But this one's in silver and clearly a rectangle. I know you can't, with the lights, you can't really tell. I think you can if I shine it a little bit more. But I thought that the papers just lent themselves to just being in the background. And yeah, I thought it would look good. A die for that stand would be a good idea. Yeah. Well, yeah. You never know, do you? Yeah, it does look good, doesn't it? Actually, it's a really helpful stand for quite a few cards. You know, on occasions, I used to do them a lot, but I don't do them so much now. I used to do a lot of bigger cards, and then they did have it. You could get a stand there for doing the big cards, but obviously they would be far too big for this one. But yeah. So, as I said, a little bit of a cheat in order to make the cards, in as much as I haven't had to tell you 10,000 measurements, but you know what? Sometimes we can get away without the 10,000 measurements. And if they come out as well as this, to an extent, why do we want to go any more difficult than that? So I do intend to have these as a sort of a staple thing, but that is only as long as the suppliers, which are hunky-dory, as long as they have them, really. I don't know how long they've been out. They are just fairly new to me, but I do think that they just look lovely for anything that is as deep. Is that the word? Something like that. Anyway, as these, because you want to protect your flowers. You know, if you turn that on its side, that is now all protected. Whereas if you put that on top of the card, it would get squashed in the post and all the rest. Just bring you. So this is for the rectangle, not this card. I don't know what I've done with the square boxes. I seem to have misplaced them somewhere. But this is the card box. Again, very, very simple just to make up, and would then sit your box in there. Sorry, your box frame in there, and it could be then just popped over. That one was one that I made before, but it's very, very simple just to make the boxes. So there you go, folks. So we have, as I said, the beautiful box frame kits. So they contain 6 rectangles and 6 square frames, with 3 of them each being in gold and 3 of them each being in silver. And they come with the frame decoration, shall we call it, plus your sentiments and bits and pieces, and the more all-important stand to hold them up. I also used the Maximum Crafts large daisy, which hopefully you will have from some time ago, incorporated with the essential foliage, or parts of the essential foliage here. And at the background, we had the new designer card papers, which are called scrapbook. Botanical scrapbook. Okay, so there you go, folks. As I said, I will be back on Wednesday this week, Wednesday the 26th of February. So I do hope you'll be able to do that. Can you use the easy frames on the cards? You might be able to, Peter. I'm not sure. I will check that out for you. It could well be that you could use the easy frames, the RF 5 may well fit on this one. Not sure about this one. But it will be, be good to have a look. I will have a look and see what's available. Okay. So look forward to seeing you on Wednesday if you can make it. Next Sunday is the March card kit. It seems to, well, it's a short month, isn't it, February? So it seems to have raced past. However, some people are still waiting for pre-orders of February card kits. And rest assured, they are on their way. They are due to be with me initially around the 5th of March, but I am hopeful that they are going to come at the end of this week. And whenever it is, they're going to come out straight away to you. Okay, so if you have liked what you see, please give me a thumbs up, which is along here somewhere. Don't forget to subscribe so you know when I'm coming back. And thank you so much for being with me this evening. Okay then, take care everyone. Thanks a lot. Bye.